तो चलो देख लेते वन बाय वन क्वेश्चंस को। जैसे कि ये मैंने क्वेश्चन पेपर उठाया था जेईई मेंस 2026 का अप्रैल का ये सेशन था। अप्रैल 6 शिफ्ट 2 का शायद ये सेशन है, मतलब ये क्वेश्चन पेपर है। सो चलो देख लेते हैं इसको कि इसमें क्या होता है। सो चलो इस क्वेश्चन को सॉल्व करते हैं। आप चैट में इसका आंसर भी लिख सकते हो पहले से। अगर आपको आंसर आता है तो प्लीज चैट में इसका आंसर लिख देना। तो दोस्तों इस क्वेश्चन को हम ऐसे सॉल्व कर सकते हैं कि आप क्वेश्चन में देखो गिवन है ए सर्टेन गैस इज आइसोथर्मली कॉम्प्लेक्स टू 1/3 of its initial volume, where V naught is equal to 3 liter by applying required pressure if the bulk modulus of the gas is 3 into 10 to the power 5 Newton per meter square. The magnitude of work done on the gas is. So it's a question of JEE 2026 PYQ, and in this question, so let's solve it. Remember first of all that there is a formula for bulk modulus. And what is bulk modulus? Bulk modulus. See, first of all, bulk modulus. What is this? Bulk modulus formula is, but you have to remember one concept, that bulk modulus of a material is defined as the ratio of infinitesimal pressure increase to the resulting relative decrease of volume, that is B is equal to increase in pressure, that is dP, divided by decrease in volume, and decrease in volume is dV with respect to volume. So bulk modulus, what we have defined is ratio of pressure increase to the resulting relative decrease of volume. So we have to take the relative decrease dP by dV. ये हो गया हमारे पास बल्क मॉडुलस का फॉर्मूला, और इस फॉर्मूले को आपको यहाँ पे याद रखना होगा। इसको आपको याद रखना होगा। एंड इसके बाद क्या है हमारे पास? इसके बाद है, आप देखो यहाँ पे आप लिख सकते हैं यहाँ पे dP इज इक्वल टू माइनस बी dV बाई V। सो क्वेश्चन में क्या पूछा है कि मैग्नीट्यूड ऑफ वर्क डन। मैग्नीट्यूड ऑफ वर्क डन आपको पता है कि होता है यहाँ पे dP इंटू V इज इक्वल टू माइनस बी dV। आपको बेसिकली पता होगा कि वर्क डन होता है इज इक्वल टू माइनस इंटीग्रल P dV, वेयर वॉल्यूम इज VI टू VF। इसका लिमिट होता है यहाँ पे हमारे पास। एंड इसको अगर हम फिर से सॉल्व करते हैं तो W is equal to minus integral of from here you can see what is P. dP here is given as minus B dV by V, minus B dV by V into dV, and if we integrate it, then we get W is equal to minus integral of B ln V I by VF dV. Actually VF is here actually V, so we can write here V because in the denominator we are given here V. And again we have to integrate it from VI to VF, from VI to VF. So if we integrate it, if we keep on integrating it, if we continue our process, then W is equal to B delta P. I mean, from here we can write W is equal to integral delta P into dV. Now see, however, for a gas where B is constant during isothermal compression, you can see isothermally compressed to 1/3 of its initial volume. Here B is constant. Here it's given bulk modulus value, so it's constant. So W is equal to integral P dV. Now here what we have to do is we have to put the initial and final values of the volume into the question, and after putting the final values into the question, what we get is see, the value of B is already given as 3 into 10 to the power 5 Newton per meter square. It's already given in the question. Now see what we have to do. Okay, so it's given that here is an isothermal process and bulk modulus is equal to B is equal to P. Now you have to remember one fact, that here given isothermal, for isothermal process B is equal to P. Here B is the bulk modulus and P is the external pressure. And we have to remember the fact. Now see, now what we have to do is delta V, we have to integrate P dV. We have to integrate P dV from Vi to Vf. So P is basically nothing but B, and B dV. For dV we can write Vi for dV we can write here Vi by V dV. And after this, what you have to do is just integrate it, and you can see we had got this equation at first. Now put the values of V and we can get the rest of our solution by following this method. So now let's move to the next question here. In the next question, it's question number 24 of obviously question number 24, then it will be of physics. So in this question we are given that an unpolarized light of intensity I naught. So here we are given that we have an unpolarized light of intensity I naught. So here we have a question from JEE Mains 2026 PYQ. It's a previous year question, and in this question it's about unpolarization and polarization of light through polarizer. So here we are given that an unpolarized light of intensity I naught passes through polarizer and then through certain optically active solution and finally into analyzer. If the angle between analyzer and polarizer is 0 and intensity of light emerged from analyzer is 3/8 I naught, the angle of rotation of the light by solution with respect to analyzer in dash degree. So what we can do here is, See that when an unpolarized light of intensity I naught passes through a polarizer, the intensity of the transmitted polarized light is always half of the initial intensity. That is, I transmitted is equal to I naught by 2. So it happens on passing light through polarizer. So after this, what we have to do is see that an optically active solution rotates the plane of polarization by certain angle. Okay, so you see here given that optically active solution and finally it goes into analyzer. Okay, so optically active solution, it rotates the plane of polarization by a certain angle. Let the angle of rotation be theta. So let the angle of rotation here is theta. Okay. After passing through the solution, the light is still प्लेन पोलराइज. लाइट जो सॉल्यूशन से पास हुआ वो अभी भी यहाँ पे हमारे पास प्लेन पोलराइज्ड है, क्योंकि ये पोलराइजर से पास हुआ और पास होने के बाद भी ये मतलब ये अभी भी एक पोलराइज्ड लाइट है, लेकिन इसका जो एक्सिस है वो शिफ्टेड बाय थीटा, थीटा एंगल से शिफ्ट हो गया है. द एंगल बिटवीन एनालाइजर एंड पोलराइजर इज 0 डिग्री. So basically the angle between analyzer and polarizer is 0 degree. Using Moller's law is basically what? That when we completely plane polarized light is incident on analyzer, the intensity I of the light transmitted by analyzer is directly proportional to the square of cosine of angle between transmission and axis of the analyzer and polarizer. So according to the Malus' law, from the Malus' law here we can write that I is equal to I incident cos square phi. So here phi is the final angle between light polarization plane and analyzer's axis. और आप यहाँ पे एक चीज देखो कि एनालाइजर और पोलराइजर ये दोनों पहले यहाँ पे 0 डिग्री पे थे, आपस में ये 0 डिग्री पे थे. सो इनिशियल इंटेंसिटी ऑफ पोलराइजर हमने देखा कि ये हो गया I0/2 एंड फाइनल इंटेंसिटी ऑफ एनालाइजर विल बिकम हेयर फॉर 3/8, because see in the question is given that intensity of light emerged from analyzer is 3/8 I0. The angle of rotation of light by situation with respect to analyzer is dash degree. So we are asked the angle of rotation of light by solution with respect to analyzer is dash degree. So basically what we have to find the value of theta. So first of all we will substitute it into Malus law. So by substituting it into Malus law, you can see that basically I is given as 3/8 I0 is equal to I incident. What was incident is actually I0/2 and cos squared theta. So basically after solving this we can get that theta is equal to 30 degree. So let us again revise this question, that how we have solved this question. So for solving this question, first of all what we have done is when an unpolarized light of intensity I0 passes through polarizer, then it becomes I0/2. Okay, because the intensity of transmitted light that passes through passes through polarizer is decreased by half. I mean it gets into half. That is I naught by 2. The intensity becomes half I naught by 2 through a certain optically solution, and finally it goes into an analyzer. If the angle between analyzer and polarizer is 0 degree, and intensity of light emerged from analyzer is 3 by 8 I naught. So I is basically the intensity of light emerged through the analyzer. Okay, it's given 3 by 8 I naught. The angle of rotation of light by solution with respect to the analyzer is dash. It means the theta that we have taken previously, we have to find its value. So here actually we can also write it as I. Here is basically uh, intensity of light emerged from analyzer. So basically what we have obtained is this thing. So finally we have got our answer, that is theta is equal to 30 degree, and our question is therefore solved. This question of JEE 2026 is already solved. Now let's move to the next question. It was question number 24, and next question is question number 25, and it's the last question of physics. So we are moving to the last question of physics, and in the last question of physics we are given a circuit diagram. Okay, so here we are asked that refer to the circuit diagram given below. सो इस क्वेश्चन में हमें ये गिवन है कि रेफर टू द सर्किट डायग्राम गिवन बिलो. यहाँ पे एक सर्किट डायग्राम है हमारे पास गिवन बिलो. द हीट जनरेटेड अक्रॉस द 6 ओम रेजिस्टेंस इज 100 सेकेंड इज अल्फा बाय 100 जूल. द वैल्यू ऑफ अल्फा इज. सो इन दिस क्वेश्चन वी आर आस्क्ड टू फाइंड द वैल्यू ऑफ अल्फा. And again let read this question that refer to the circuit diagram given below. Okay, we are given a circuit diagram. The heat generated across the 6 ohm resistance. The heat generated across the 6 ohm resistance in 100 second is given as alpha by 100 joules. The value of alpha is. So this is a question of JEE Main 2026 of physics. It's probably from the chapter of electricity, current electricity. So let us solve this question, that how can we solve this question. So you know the very beginner formula or the very basic formula, that H is equal to I square RT, and I think everybody knows this formula, and we have to find the value of R and I, because value of value of R is already known, is 6 ohm, and value of T is 100 seconds. So basically here H is equal to I square into 600. Okay, I square into 600, because R is 6 and 100 time is 100 seconds. So after this what we can do is we can solve it using Kirchhoff's current law or Kirchhoff's voltage law. We can solve it using any case. So let us solve for this loop at first. So let us solve using KVL. Let's apply KVL here. So it's 3 volt, 3. So 3 volt, and if we're going in this direction, then 3 minus I minus IR minus IR 6I minus So basically here it's I, here it's I, here it's I1, here it's I2. Okay, so now let us solve this. That here 3 minus 6I minus 4I2 is equal to 0. Here we have got one equation, and again from applying KVL here we can get that from here we can get that 2 plus 3I1 minus 4I2 equal to 0, and I1 plus I2 equal to I. Okay, so from here we can write that I is equal to I1. Basically what we have to find is we have to find the value of I. So to find the value of I, first of all let us do one thing, that let us replace let us replace I2 is equal to I minus I1, or from here you can say you can equate these two terms, because it's 4I2 is equal to this thing, and here also it's 4I2 equal to this thing. So 3 minus 6I is equal to 2 plus 3I1. 6I plus 3I1, 6I plus 3I1 is equal to 1. Let us do by simple substitution. It's becoming some complex, so let us do it by simple substitution. So if we are trying to do it by simple substitution, then what we have to do is, you can say I1 is equal to I minus I2. I1 is equal to I minus I2. Now again we have to substitute the value for this I2. Now I have to put the value of I2 in the first equation. So 21 minus 42I minus 12I minus 8 by 7 equal to, we have to calculate it like equal to 13 minus 54 by 7, 54 I by 7. So see, it was equal to 0, it is equal to 0, so it will be also equal to 0. So I is basically equal to 13 by 54 ampere. I is equal to 13 by 54 ampere. I is here actually 13 by 54 ampere. And from here actually we have got our solution, because we have to put just the value of I squared here. So I is here 13 by 54. So uh, 13 into 13 divided by 54, that is 0 point, okay, into, so it's basically 34.773662551440. And here it's given is divided by 100, so we have to multiply 100 with it. So it is basically 3477. It's basically the nearest option to this, so it will be our correct option in this question. So see, we have completed the 25 questions of our physics question of JEE Mains of 2026 PYQ, and now in the next live we will move to the chemistry question.